weep, grana weep, niddy bong, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And I'm coming back at you today with another Transformers update around the news that I've found from all over the Tinterweb. I do this every Tuesday and Saturday, so if you want to stay updated with everything that's going on in the world of Transformers, please give us a like, a share and a subscribe. And with that, let's move on to the news. First up is something I wanted to cover because it's not often this happens. It's really not. So in the UK, for some reason, Transformers tend to kind of hold their value fairly well. We don't really see big discounts on Transformers the same way we do with the guys over in the States, where Target and Walmart mark these things down quite quickly. So the fact that InDemand have the Transformers Alternative Universe Prime marked down from $72.99 to $44.99, I thought that was newsworthy and people would want to know about that, because that's a huge markdown on a figure that's actually still quite new. So guys, if you're from the UK and you're in the market for an alternative universe Optimus Prime at low prices, head over to InDemand and pick yourself up at this figure right now, because they do have a sale on. There's some other Transformers stuff going on within that, but this really was a shining star and something that doesn't happen too often. Then New Age also teased us a little bit last week with the kind of looking back image of Breakdown. This week they released the image of Breakdown, the figure itself. Alt mode looks great, bot mode looks okay. It's Legends size. For me, I'm in the middle of actually collecting the X-Transbots version of the Stunticons, so I'm probably gonna leave this one, but looks nice, especially if you're in the realm of trying to look for a Legends size combiner. Then I covered this last week. I only covered the box art last week because that's all I could see. But this week we got a little bit of a reveal of the figures themselves. So Transformers Prime celebrates 10 years. Takara and Hasbro are going to be celebrating that by releasing what looks like a Generation Select box that's going to contain War Breakdown and Viacon. And when we look at Breakdown and Viacon here, these figures look absolutely beautiful. Bot modes look spot on. Can't comment on the alt modes right now because I can't see them, but for me this is going to be a definite pickup. My second favorite show of all time is Prime, and I have Megatron and I have Prime from APC, so we'll have to see how these guys look on a shelf with those guys, but they look alright to me. I'm not too concerned about the size difference. IDW, wow, IDW have had quite the week, I think. Every single time I open up my phone and go to the internet at all, then the interweb seems to want to chuck another really nice looking piece of cover art or something new from IDW that's coming. They seem to be doing an awful lot with the Transformers franchise at the moment, keeping it alive, certainly within comic media, and I absolutely love that because I do collect the comics as well. Thing they showed us this week was the Transformers Back to the Future crossover comic covers. So the first one was this one that looks awesome. Love this kind of styling on the artwork here, and you can see the Soundwave, Biff. You can also see Marty the Dark and Rumble, and Megatron. Not Rumble. Rumble is red. Fred's Frenzy. You can see Frenzy there, and you can also see Megatron in the background, and a pile of Energon cubes. Looks really nice. Then they also showed us a more realistic looking cover art that just looks phenomenal. You see Bumblebee, Prime, Marty and the DeLorean, or Gigawatt, however you want to explain that one. But yeah, this looks great. I can't wait for this. I think this is actually dropping next month, I think in October, so yeah, this is actually getting quite close now. Really looking forward to that. Then they showed us something new as well, which is Transformers Escape. So IDW is going to be posting a 5 issue series in December called Transformers Escape. Now this is actually going to be looking at the Cybertronian Civil War from the viewpoint of Autobots and Decepticons. So great, we've seen that before. But what I'm really interested in on this is the fact that they said that we're also going to be looking at this from the innocent civilians who are caught in their crossfire. Really cool, really interesting take. Can't wait to see that. Hopefully it'll take on some of the ideas and concepts that we heard about in the Siege the Siege Netflix show, and then we can start to flesh those out a little bit. But yeah, very interesting, very nice. Covers looks really cool. Obviously this watercolor version with Wheeljack's head, and then we also get what looks to me as Wheeljack, and it's hard to say in the background, a Perceptor maybe. I'm not too sure, guys, maybe you can help me out on that one. But then you also have the other cover, which is all these little arcs escaping Cybertron, as it is called Transformers Escape. So yeah, really nice there. Then another new franchise, which is called Transformers War World. We can see Megatron here, and we can also see Victorion as well on the other cover. Now, I can't find anything about this anywhere, not on the IDW website or anything like that. Maybe it's been updated since I've made this video, but at the moment I can't find anything about it. The only thing I can find is this on TF Wiki that says that War World is a Decepticon starship that's basically ran by Bludgeon, where he's stolen technology, scavenged from all over the world and all over many universes, and he's put this patchwork ship together that's like the most heavily armored ship around, and has a huge primary cannon right at the front. So this is interesting. Is this going to be like the Decepticon version of the Lost Light? That could be an interesting take. Let me know if you know more about this down in the comments, guys, because I would love to know more about this. We also got some pictures from Weibo of the Planet X metallic version of the PX01M. So this is their take on Omega Supreme. Planet X, as somebody let me know down in the comments last time, is actually their take on the bots that we saw in the Fall of Cybertron and computer games. So this is their take and their figure versions of those. So this is Omega Supreme, and I think this looks fantastic. The bot mode here just looks incredible, really nice, massive big hands, just like Omega Supreme should have. Looks like he gets a light in one of those hands as well. The back looks fantastic. I think it's always really a good sign that the manufacturers care when the back of the bot looks as good as the front. Alt modes that we get with this guy we get a kind of ship mode here, I guess, which is like a flying fortress. We then also get this kind of missile launcher mode, and then what looks like a cannon. So slightly different modes from what we'd usually get from an Omega Supreme. Obviously there's one missing mode there, but all in all, really cool, really nice looking figure. Probably the first Planet X figure that I will actually look to pick up. Then we got some new in-hand images of something I didn't even know existed, which is KO versions of the Transformers Animated series figures. So this is Chim's. So Ben's Toy Reviews did this one of Chimney. So this is their take on the animated RC. Animated is not something that I've dipped into too much, but I think all in all this looks like a really nice figure. I really like the alt mode. I like the fact that the spoilers on the back are all blown out and huge. Looks really nice. Not the normal pink that we're used to seeing from RC. So a little bit of a different take there, but really, really, really nice. I also like the bot version, a very, very stylized, I know, maybe a little bit more kidsy and cutesy, but I think there's just something about it. There's just something about this figure that makes me think, yeah, I want this in my collection. It has some, obviously it all holds together with what looks like ball joints on the arms, so the articulation wise looks pretty good on this as well, and I just think this looks like a stunning figure, very different for an RC, especially color wise, but yeah, something I'm interested in. It's that time of year again where we all must come out and vote for who we want to go into the Hall of Fame. So it's our time to vote for the 2020 Hall of Fame inductee. The voting closes on the 22nd. So you haven't got long to get voting, if you want to get a little vote in here. So I would recommend you guys go over and vote now. So since 2010, we've had this vote for who we wanted to go into the Transformers Hall of Fame. We've seen some fantastic figures go in the past. This year, there's going to be two different options here. So which Transformers Prime animated series robot should be inducted into the Hall of Fame? So you get to choose whichever one you want. They were all there. And then secondly is which figure from 2020 Cybertron Transformers Earthrise toy line should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Not that I want to lead anybody to anything, but for me, the first one, I said Bulkhead for Prime, and then for the Earthrise figures, I think Scorponok for me, because even though mine certainly has challenges with his heat staying on, I still believe that this is the best version of Scorponok that you can get and that's ever been released. And speaking of old Scorpy, DNA Designs are doing an upgrade kit for Scorponok. So interesting. I think this might be an upgrade kit that I pick up. I haven't picked up an upgrade kit before, keep thinking about it. But this is definitely one that interests me because it's probably going to come with more cannons and all those kind of things. And I do believe that even though I think it's a fantastic figure, there are improvements that could be made. Pop, 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 pop. So pop figures is not something that I collect, but my brother collects these all day long. He loves these things, and they're doing a full set of Transformers. Some of these are exclusives all over the show. Shock, shock, horror, horror, shock, shock, horror. But they are all over the place. But some of these look quite nice. Not really for me, but I know there's a lot of people out there that do collect these pop arts, so we'll have a look. First one here is the Prime. That's an Amazon exclusive. Then we move on to some of these others where we can see we're going to get Prime, we're going to get a Megs, we're going to get a Bumblebee, a Soundwave and a Jazz. Within the actual boxes, the boxes look pretty cool. I think they're typical pop art, pop figures. This is what the boxes kind of look like. You get the artwork at the front, and then obviously people don't take these out of the boxes sometimes, so the full figure is on display. What's quite nice though is we're going to get some key rings. Key rings are actually something I might pick up. I might pick myself up a little Megs or a Prime. I've got a Megatron on my key ring already, so maybe I'll get a Prime. My Megatron isn't a pop one, but it is a Megatron. Then also when we look at the exclusives, I told you the exclusives are all over the place. There's going to be a Jetfire limited edition, or Skyfire, whichever one you want to do. GameStop are going to have Soundwave, and Amazon are going to have Prime. Amazon Prime. Oh, of course they get that one. So yeah, interesting. If you like your Funkos and you like your pop, then 100% these would be easy pickups because they still look like really, really beautiful figures. They don't transform those, so they're not high on my get list. Hasbro this week also granted us access to some blueprints that we could use on the backgrounds of when we're doing meetings and all kinds of these nice things. But what do we think, guys? This is just a segue into the supposed new Titan. However, guys, I know I was the first person to say potential Titan. I did have some people come back to me on, I think on here, and also on Instagram, saying this could actually be a playset. So it's kind of it's not going to be a Titan, so it'll be interesting to see what comes. Will this be a playset or will it be a Titan? Personally, I'm hoping for a Titan, but I guess it could also be a playset, which is why the Teletran can come out and transform. Interesting. We got some pretty in-depth pictures of the new War for Cybertron Soundwave, so the one that looks like the Soundwave that we've all hoped for and transforms into the thing that we really want it to transform into. From the front, absolutely fantastic. Alt mode here is absolutely cracking. I think I already know how this is going to transform because I do it with mine by just removing the arms, so quite obvious the way that this dude is going to transform, but it looks really nice. He's obviously going to get, when we look at the back of this dude, he's obviously going to get this false back is going to transform, so that's a slight difference to what we got with the proper Siege one, because that didn't have this false back. You just use the buttons at the front. Ravage is a slightly different version of Ravage to what we got within the Siege line. Looks like a better Ravage, more of the one that but he does look like he just looks a bit bulky and squared off, so it's not really my favorite Ravage, if I'm honest. Then we move on to Hasbro Pulse Con 2020. This time next week we will be deep into day one by this time, and guys, just remember, US, Canada only. Every single thing that I see advertised for this, US, Canada only, US, Canada only, US, Canada only. We know, Hasbro, we know you don't care about anybody who isn't there, so hopefully we'll still be able to watch this, seeing as I'm not from US or Canada, but I know that what they're saying there is competition wise, and anything that's of any interest, including picking up any exclusives, is not going to be open to moi or anybody else outside of the US. But guys, over in the US, I really hope you have a fun time next weekend. The schedule got released and we can see day one is Dungeons, Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Star Wars and Marvel. Not really too interesting for me. I don't collect any of those things, but I may zoom into the Star Wars and the Marvel one just to have a quick sneaky peeky at those. Then G.I. Joe, Transformers, Power Rangers and Ghostbusters. So day two is where I'm at. Definitely there for the Transformers section. So guys, probably depending on what happens, I may delay next Saturday's upload for the news section, depending on what I have by Saturday, or next weekend you may get a double dose from me. But what have we got to look forward to on this day? We have the voices that inspired generations of Transformer fans. So they're going to talk to Peter Cullen, Frank Weller and Ben from Hasbro brand team, so they're going to have some really nice conversations around being the voice actors for two of the most iconic figures in the franchise. Then what we're all waiting for, Hasbro Transformers brand team are going to release a load of Kingdom. What we've seen, what we've not seen, how many surprises are there actually going to be, I'm not sure. We've seen an awful lot, and we've also seen an awful lot already reviewed, so for me it's going to be very interesting to actually see what they're going to bring to the table that we haven't seen already. And then finally, I'm a big music fan. So Tenacious D are going to be special guests. I quite like Tenacious D, they're good fun, but also remember guys, this week Transformers turned 36 years old. It all started with these two searching for energon conductors, and then they were attacked by the Seekers, which I really like, was replicated within Siege. So guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments about this. I've covered a lot within this one, I'm aware. I'm really excited still for Hasbro Con next week to see all the new figures, hoping that we're going to get something new that I haven't seen before. What I'm most excited about, Transformers Escape. Can't wait for that. Well done, IDW. So much exciting stuff coming from them at the moment. I can't wait. Guys, if you're new around here, give us a like, a share, and a subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!